我最近找工作投了很多简历都没有回复，所以我就打电话问了一下。
I am 37 years old this year, with a master's degree. Due to the failure of my entrepreneurship and a series of disappointments in my love life, I'm now trying to find a job again. However, I've submitted a lot of job applications recently, but I haven't received any responses. So I decided to call to ask about the progress.
喂，你好。你好，我叫，我之前投了您这边的简历，应聘这个设计部总监的岗位，不知道您有没有印象？就是
我有印象。
就是一直没有收到回复消息嘛。我想问您一下，就是咱们这边主要是什么原因，就是不考虑我选择我呢？
你这个主要是学历还挺高的，就是条件特别好。我们这个岗位其实并不是需要这么高的学历的，而且说实话，您学历高，之前又自己创业，可能会比较难融入团队。而且我们这个公司孕产假这方面机制不是特别健全。
啊，我没有要休孕产假呀，我连男朋友都没有。
我们公司角度肯定要多方面考量综合因素的，并不是说。我们并不是说要拒绝您的这个意思，就是我们这边一定会在客观斟酌的。然后如果有消息的话，我就通知您吧。
我明白，好的，谢谢啊，谢谢。
谢谢你，拜拜。
再见。
Honestly, I understand that the recruiter is probably just politely trying to tell me that as an unmarried woman of a certain age, I might get married and have children soon after joining the company, which is something the company is reluctant to deal with. Furthermore, given my entrepreneurial background, I completely understand the company's considerations from a business perspective. But as a job seeker, I can't help but feel helpless.
但是呢，给的真的是挺少的。其实我现在一时半会没有去找会计工作呢。
I have noticed that the requirements for accounting positions are indeed getting higher and higher, but the corresponding salary and benefits have not increased as much. To be honest, I don't plan to look for an accounting job at the moment. The reason is very practical, and I know it very well. Given my current age and marital status, finding a job might not be so easy. Because I am already 35 years old and still single. In the past, many people believed that the older you got in the accounting field, the more experience you had, the more popular you became. But that is no longer the case. In fact, from my last job change, I can see that modern companies now require more than just rich experience and professional certificates for accounting positions. In addition to these, companies also expect you to have a certain level of workability and practical skills. The key is that even if you meet these requirements, they still want you to be young, preferably as young as possible, and they want you to be lively and energetic. Do you know? The hiring requirements for accounting positions have changed a lot in recent years. It's no longer just about traditional accounting skills. Nowadays, many companies want accountants who not only understand tax planning, but also financial planning, business processes, and even need cross-functional abilities to be an all-round talent. They also hope you are a young woman with a lively and energetic vibe, as if these companies are not fond of us older unmarried women. So, considering my current situation, I have to admit that I am facing 3 major disadvantages. First, I am already 35 years old. Second, I am still unmarried and without children. These are 3 factors that companies don't like. At the same time, I am also facing the career crisis that comes with being 35. Finding a job as an older single woman is truly difficult.
40岁闷婚未育的女性找工作难吗？我替大家试过了，有些难，但也不是完全没有机会。
Hello everyone, as a 40-year-old unmarried and childless woman, is finding a job really that difficult? I can share my personal experience. It's definitely challenging, but it's not entirely without opportunities. I've been looking for a job for almost a month now, and I've had interviews with several companies and even received a few offers. During the interviews, the interviewers did ask about my marital status, and although it was a question, it wasn't the most important topic. Since I've already gone to the interviews, it means there is a chance. I've decided to accept one of the offers, because I know that being unemployed is far more terrifying than I imagined. If I keep searching and don't find a better opportunity, I might end up on the brink of a mental breakdown. During this 1 month of job hunting, I've felt unprecedented pressure. The pressure comes from the fear of not finding a job and losing my source of income, and also from the embarrassment of my parents finding out that I haven't found a job yet. All these negative emotions have been building up, and gradually, I've started feeling more and more depressed. I used to think that when I felt bad, I could just go out for a walk or do some exercise, and my mood would improve a lot. But looking back now, maybe it's not that simple. Because at that time, I had just been laid off, and I hadn't really felt the difficulty and pressure of job hunting. When a person is constantly in a negative emotional state, they actually don't want to do anything. During this job search period, I've been eating only one meal a day, and I haven't felt hungry at all. I don't even have the interest or energy to run, work out, or watch TV shows. I've really fallen into a very low mood. Therefore, I truly need to go out, and I urgently need a job to distract me and help me get back into the rhythm of life. However, to be honest, although the pressure of job hunting has been enormous, physically, I actually feel quite comfortable. There's no more 4-hour daily commute, and I don't have to worry about dealing with all kinds of requests from clients. I can sleep in until I wake up naturally every day. I really wish I could become rich so I could retire early. Let's keep going.
30岁以上的女性，尤其是未婚未孕的，更是难找工作。
I'm increasingly feeling that it is getting more and more difficult for women over 30, especially those who are unmarried and childless, to find a job. Perhaps it's because I've been really exhausted lately. It's only a little after 9 p.m. and I already feel extremely tired, wanting to go to sleep right away. But I still have to wash my hair and take a shower because I have to get up at 6 a.m. every morning to go to work. Right now, I dare not quit easily because this job has really worn me out. Especially since the company is very strict with attendance and performance assessments, I have to work over 12 hours every day, which feels like it's draining the life out of me. And with my commute time being about an hour and a half, I feel completely drained. As I grow older, I've come to understand more and more that making money is really not easy, and finding a job is even harder. Nowadays, it is said online that it's more difficult for women over 30, especially those who are unmarried and childless, to find a job. Because I'm 33 this year, I belong to that group of women who are unmarried and childless. I actually don't quite understand why being unmarried and childless makes it harder to find a job. Wouldn't it be more difficult for married but childless women to find a job? Now, even women over 30 who are unmarried and childless are seen as being harder to employ, and this makes me feel even more anxious. I really wish I could find a rich man to marry so that I could live more easily. To survive, I have no choice but to continue with this job. I get up at 6 in the morning, arrive at the office by 8, and by the time I finish work, it's already late. I feel like I hardly have any time to breathe the whole day. All my energy and time are devoted to my work. Recently, I also heard that the retirement age might be pushed back to 65 or even to 70 by the time our generation retires. I've started to wonder if my life is destined to be spent working from birth, through school, into the workforce, and then to old age with no escape until I die. Maybe I won't even make it to retirement and will die before I reach that point. Right now, I feel more and more anxious because I've already reached the age of 33, especially in the internet industry. If I don't get promoted to a management position before I turn 35, it will be extremely difficult to have any other opportunities. I had a colleague who just turned 35 and she was recently laid off by the company. She said she might never be able to find another job, and she may have to return to her hometown. You see, if we could work until we're 70, it would be understandable. But the problem is, once you're over 30, people start to consider you old. So what am I supposed to do for the rest of my life?
未婚未育女生真的找不到工作了吗？
A woman who is older and unmarried, is it really impossible to find a job? Recently, the difficulties I've encountered while job hunting have been making me feel more and more frustrated. Every time I go for an interview, almost every company asks me, "When are you getting married? When do you plan to have children?" These questions have made me deeply realize that it's really difficult for older women to find a job. Sometimes I can't even understand how I ended up facing such situations in my career. I used to think that I could at least stay stable in my current company and plan my career around getting married and having children later. However, as fate would have it, my current company is delaying wages, and I have no choice but to start looking for a new job. At first, I thought I'm only 34 years old with so much work experience, there should still be plenty of opportunities for me, and job hunting should be easier. But the reality is often disappointing. I've sent out nearly 100 resumes, but only 3 companies have invited me for interviews. Most companies haven't responded at all, and it feels like my resumes have just sunk into a black hole. I used to be very confident, but these days' experiences have made me start to doubt whether my resume is the problem, or if I'm doing something wrong. After thinking it over, perhaps it's because the overall market hasn't fully recovered yet. I've heard that many industries are struggling to find suitable talent, especially HR professionals like me. Many companies themselves don't have any recruitment needs, so there are almost no openings for HR positions, which makes my chances even slimmer. Today, I had 2 interviews scheduled with 2 companies. The first company is small with not many people in the office, and the entire company has fewer than 10 people. The second company also has a small team with about 30 employees. Even though it's recruitment season and it should be a good time to find a job, the reality is so difficult. Finding a suitable job is truly not easy, and I feel like I'm really failing. My career isn't going well and my personal life is also struggling. I haven't met a suitable boyfriend. Is there anyone who can help me find a better job?
我知道我自己长得不好看，年纪也大了。
I know that I'm not very good looking, and my age is already quite advanced. I'm 35 years old this year, and still single. Originally, I had planned to start looking for a job after the National Day holiday this year. However, in the past 2 months, I've sent out dozens of resumes, but not a single response. This has made me feel that society is particularly unfriendly to people like me, an older, single woman. I've begun to feel very confused, and I don't know what path to take next. I've been trying to find solutions and make changes to my situation, but at this moment, I really feel exhausted and drained. Not only have I encountered difficulties in my work, but there has also been no progress in my romantic life. Despite my constant efforts to meet new people and improve my situation, I've never met the right person. Most of my friends already have partners, while I'm still single, seemingly always missing the right opportunities. Every time I see others leading stable lives, I can't help but wonder if I've done something wrong. All I want is to meet a man who has ambition and drive, and ideally some stable financial foundation, so that I can have someone to rely on in life. I don't want to live a life of constant struggle. Now I'm facing difficulties in both my career and personal life, and I feel like I'm trapped in a predicament I can't escape from, unable to find a breakthrough.
For older single women, if they are not particularly attractive, have not taken very good care of themselves, and do not have a particularly impressive job, they will indeed face more difficulties in finding a suitable partner. Usually, if you come across a man who is not too bad in terms of his own conditions, you should act decisively. After all, when facing truly high-quality men, appearance is often the first barrier. Even if you are excellent in other areas, looks are an important standard for them when choosing a partner. Therefore, if a woman's appearance is average, once your career is stable after graduation, you should start looking for a partner as soon as possible. Although there is no need to rush into marriage right away, it is important to find a suitable candidate early on. Youth is your greatest asset. It is your advantage. Once you get older and start to develop fine lines on your face, even if you are excellent in other areas, many times people will disregard you because of your age, which can have a significant negative impact on you. Therefore, women must prioritize solving the marriage issue. Once the marriage issue is settled, everything else will generally go much more smoothly. After all, marriage is not only emotional support, but also a form of security in a woman's life. With a stable family foundation, women can be more confident and focused in their careers. Without worries or pressure about marriage, they can concentrate more on career development. Moreover, in many social environments, married women are often seen as more stable and mature, which can positively affect their career development. Therefore, resolving the marriage issue is not only an emotional need, but also indirectly improves one's status and opportunities in the workplace. What do you think about the discrimination that older single women face in the workplace? Feel free to leave your comments, as I would love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Your support is extremely important to us, and we will continue to provide you with better content. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.